How are you, my friend? How do you do, my friend? I know sometimes you feel nobody, that's why I like it. I love you, my friend. Now, me atata. How are you doing, my Man United supporting friend? How is it going? Well, we're in an international break. Of course, we should be relaxing and hoping that when we do return to action, it's going to be an exciting show of games, of skill, of performances from individuals. But we also have to be realistic. Things don't change magically just like that. We've got to put in the work and the hard yards. And I love to see it that many people are collectively coming together to try and figure out what the solution to the Man United problems should be. And the latest is the legend, I think, Mr. Midfield himself, arguably the best midfielder we've had in Paul Scholes, who has come through and commented about the situation at United. And in this one, I'm here to dwell more on what he said on Mason Mount. And well, we all know that Mason Mount was Eric Ten Hag's signing. No one really that I've heard understood the logic, the wisdom that guided Ten Hag to insist on signing Mason Mount as his first major signing in the summer. 60 million quid from Chelsea, complete rip-off. We all saw it, and clearly time is almost vindicating us. Of course, a few people will say he needs time to adjust, bro. A 60 million pound signing does not need time, boss. You're expected to perform instantly. You're expected to perform instantly. So for me, it's not so many of us got it. I thought those who played the game at that level would have understood why Ten Hag insisted on signing Mason Mount. But listen, Paul Scholes, the midfield great himself. By the way, I've been telling people in all my explanations here on this show, the problems United has had or has right now are midfield problems mostly. And we lack a player like Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes is the solution to United's problems, largely. If United could just get a replica of Paul Scholes and dump him there, done. His passing range, his strength, his tackling, his understanding of the game, his technical abilities, his ability to shoot, everything about Paul Scholes is what United is lacking. Everything we are lacking is with Paul Scholes, but unfortunately, it is all in his head and in his mind, but the body can't allow him. Only if we can get just one player like this to do what Paul Scholes can do, will be sorted. But Paul Scholes came out in an interview, and of course, this is now all we can get from him. He's no manager. He's more of a pundit lately. So he said he was asked about Mason Mount and what really he adds to the team, and he didn't get it. He doesn't know, first of all, what his and I can put this to you. What is Mason Mount's best position? What position does he play? I will put this to you. Help me understand this. What position does Mason Mount play? Give me that answer, and I'll be glad to learn from you. What is his role, his position at United? Is he a number 8? Is he a number 10? Is he a winger? What is he? What exactly does he play? You can't get it. Even Paul Scholes doesn't quite get it. So it is sad and it's unfortunate that we spent money on such a player, and that's why I think a director of football, and I've been saying this before, United has always had a director of football in John Mata, but I think his was just a title. He was not directing our football in any way, and that's why Eric Ten Hag was largely left to figure out things by himself. And you see, you cannot manage a club like Man United on your own. You can't. It's too huge for any personality, however great you are. You cannot manage such a huge institution on your head alone, because our heads will always create fun ideas. That is why you saw Ten Hag tinkering against Man City, saying he can't play Rafael Varane because of tactical reasons. Now, this is him being over thoughtful, making football so complicated. But you don't do that at a club like Manchester United. You need people to help you, to support you. Sir Alex Ferguson, while he was at his prime at Manchester United, his best years, always had a big man with him, David Alan Gill, who was there always with him to support him. He was always there with him to support him. In every decision he made, Sir Alex Ferguson knew that he had a big man to back him up, a big man to support him, a big man to help him with his decisions. For me, I think it shows you a lot about the power of teamwork. But Eric Ten Hag was left by these John Matters and Richard Arnold, who had exactly who had no proper clue of of what football should be like, and he was left to make certain decisions. That's why we have a player like Mason Mount, who even Paul Scholes does not know where exactly he plays. But that said, and of course, I've had people talking about how Mount needs time to perform and all. I don't think, for me, if you're a 60 million pound signing, you've got to perform instantly. I mean, the way we are excited about Mount coming, the way we're excited about Sofiane Amrabat, these players should be performing. They should be. We can give time to a 15 million pound signing in Tyrell Malaysia to adjust, but if you're signed for 50 million, 60 million, 85 million, like Anthony Dos Santos, you've got to be performing instantly. Instantly. So for me, I will not sit here and have a lot of kind words for Mason Mount. I expect him to perform. He's not performing. He has played 8 games in the Premier League, no goal, no assist. The only goal contribution he's had, direct one, in a United jersey was in the EFL Cup, an assist. Now, did we pay 60 million pounds for him in this state we are in to make an assist in the EFL Cup? Obviously not. So, what we learned from the whole situation, and I'm not here to attack Ten Hag and his wrong decisions and wrong signing. I think every signing you make in football is a gamble. No single manager out there will tell you they got everything right. Not even Pep Guardiola. Well, Guardiola will look like he gets most of them right, but he has failed as well with many signings as a manager. Sir Alex Ferguson signed players like Bebe. He signed players like Jemba Jemba. He signed a lot of work players that he regretted later. So this is not to attack Ten Hag and make him feel bad about his Antones and the likes of all these players he has signed, Mason Mount and all. But the reality is that they are not performing, and we've got to say it. Yes, we can't be shy about it. That's the reality. Because we need performances. We brought in new players to improve the squad. But if you're brought in as a new player and you can't start against Fulham, well, certainly as a fan, I've got every right to come here and call you out. But that said, I feel the lesson we should learn from this whole situation is when we do bring in a director of football, first of all, we need to bring in the right director of football who knows the game, who will talk to Eric Ten Hag and he will listen, give him direction of where to go. The way Mikel Arteta has got Edu helping him with all decisions he's making. And that's why you will not hear a single situation where Mikel Arteta is credited in isolation. They always talk about him and Edu, even the players themselves, because they know a technical director or director of football and the manager should be working together hand in hand. So United has lacked that, and that's why we've been signing players who have not been clicking. We've been scouting the wrong players and missing out on great talent to smaller clubs. I feel like the Mason Mount situation should be the proper case study for United, and it will be the basis for us to correct the many wrongs we've done at this club as we now try to look forward to a new future with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So that's my honest opinion. So what Scholes said, he doesn't understand, and I will put this to you. Tell me, what is the natural position? Which position does Mason Mount play in United? Give me that position, and I'll be glad to learn from you. I don't get it. He's playing sort of a free role. He's all over the place when he's playing. He's not. He has no focal point, and you can't play football without a focal point. Even if you're a player with multi talents and skill, there's got to be a focal point for a player. There's got to be a focal point. There's got to be something for people to judge you on and say, okay, he he failed or he achieved this his goal. Mason Mount seems to be there to just run all over the pitch, and he has a lot of energy. It seems he works hard, which is good, but he has got to have a focal point so that we see how to judge him. Where is he effective at what he's supposed to do? If you're playing a number 10, you're expected to try and shoot or to on goal, to open up spaces, create chances for the strikers. Mason Mount is a confusion that even legends like Paul Scholes do not understand. So what exactly is that? So, and I've had people dwell a lot on him and what he can offer, and how I know for a fact that yes, the presence of Bruno sort of limits him in a way, but it's because he's not as good as him. He's not good enough. So, but even then, if he was as good as 60 million pounds, he should be able to adjust his game to be able to play with Bruno, or to be able to play in other positions, because there is the right wing where we're struggling. there's a left wing itself where Marcus Rashford is not performing. We've got the number 8 position as well, because I think the number 10 position should be for Bruno Fernandez for keeps. So for me, that's, I think, the best case study we can have as we go into the January transfer window. As we talk about all these players we are being linked with, the Griezmanns of this world, the first question we need to ask is, first of all, who is Eric Ten Hag working with to make these decisions on which players to sign? He can clearly not be working alone. He's a good manager, but even Sir Alex Ferguson had David Gill to support him. Uh, all great managers have support. You can't do it alone because you will be exposed, and he's being exposed, Ten Hag, because of his Mason Mount signing. So for me, that's my honest 2 cents. United has got to learn from the Mason Mount situation, and we sign the right players. So that's why I will rebuff any plans of signing Antoine Griezmann. Never mind him scoring 12 in 16 for Atletico. He's 32. His best is behind him, and we can't be signing such players. So we better bring in a proper director of football, Paul Mitchell, as early as we can. There is talk of Doggy Friedman. Well, he's at Crystal Palace, and he's done good work. But for me, if I hear Paul Mitchell in a conversation of a football director, really seeing what he has done with Southampton and Spurs, I would stick to Paul Mitchell, really. But they also talk of Paolo Maldini. Now, you've got to respect Paolo Maldini. I can't sit here and say I wouldn't love Maldini to come in. He doesn't know the Premier League, blah, blah, blah. That would be me trying to be so smart and all. Really, Paolo Maldini is Paolo Maldini. He's Italian and he's a great. We can try him if he's there. But for me, the one tried and tested guy is Paul Mitchell. I hope he comes in and teams up with the CEO elect. That is Jean-Claude Blanc. Trust you me, Eric Ten Hag will have proper support, and the pressure on him will loosen up. He will stop insisting on signing players like Mason Mount, and trust me, they will be now hand-picking or pointing to the right players to push this Man United project ahead. Hotspot, subscribe. My name is Webb. How are you, my friend?